The views or opinions expressed in the following broadcast do not necessarily reflect those of staff or management of DSE-TV. Viewer discretion is advised.
It's a story about us all. It's as broad as the human journey, for it is woven into the fabric of our deepest issues. Human rights, preventing violence, child abuse, and caring for the terminally ill are all spokes of the same wheel. And at the center of this wheel is the respect for human life. The respect for life is held together by the family. It is defined by how the stronger members treat the weaker ones. In the same way, the freedom of a nation is measured, not by the rights of the strong, but rather the rights of the weak. For we were all weak once, and we will all be weak again. Right to Life is a grassroots nonprofit organization that provides a voice for life at its weakest moments. When a person is waiting to be born, and when a person is waiting to die. These are the moments that measure the respect for human life. From this hub, the wheel turns, and all our relationships are defined. In the confusion of our government sanctioning and funding abortion, the relationships of our families have dramatically changed. 1 out of 4 American children are aborted. It is viewed by many as the only decisive response to unplanned pregnancy. Women suffering from post-abortion syndrome feel betrayed. Teens are discarding their newborn babies in bathrooms and alleys. Relationships have become disposable. The spokes of the wheel are turning. The universal respect for life that used to form the hub has been replaced by singular choices. The freedom of the strong has come at the cost of the weak. The people within Right to Life work to educate and help others before, during, and after a crisis pregnancy. They work within the democratic process to both restore and reaffirm equal rights under the law for all innocent human life. They work town to town, neighborhood to neighborhood, and person to person. And the difference they're making is restoring the value of human life. Each year, grassroots events are held where hardworking people from all walks of life commit their time, abilities, and resources. Compassion is born when we understand where others weep. The mother facing a crisis pregnancy. Children caring for terminally ill parents. Those who've already had an abortion. People in anxiety, unbearable pain, or struggling in poverty, all need compassion and care. And so it is that any story we've loved and cherished, and held as honorable and true, involves the human spirit overcoming the hardships placed against it. These stories reveal the value of every life. But few of the stories that center around singular choice leave us with inspiration or virtue. In the end, the story about restoring relationships through the abiding respect for human life is the story of Right to Life.
And that's why we're here. Amen. I'm Dave Ozarski, and I'm associated with Muskegon County Right to Life. and glad to be here tonight, and I'm glad to see the tables full tonight. So I hope that you enjoy yourself, and I'd ask you at this time, if you will, to please stand with me for the presentation of the colors and also the Pledge of Allegiance as led by the Knights of Columbus.
Post, colors, bowed, space, forward, march, ready, halt, bowed, face. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Born and unborn.
Detail about face. Forward, march.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. As we begin tonight, we are delighted to have with us some dignitaries, some elected officials, representatives, friends of life. So if you are present as we call your name, would you please stand and be recognized? First State Senator representing the 34th District, Jeff Hansen. Jeff, God bless you. And State Representative representing District 91, Holly Hughes. Representing U.S. Congressman Bill Huizenga, representing the 2nd District of Michigan, is Greg Van Werkum. Greg? And representing Michigan Attorney General Bill Schulte is Matt Hall. I'd like to ask at this time if the members of the Muskegon County Right to Life Board would stand. And then I'd like to ask you, as she comes forward, to give a round of warm thanks and appreciation for all of the hard work that the board does, and especially their fearless leader, Pat Vendal. God bless you, Pat.
First of all, on behalf of the board, we'd really like to thank you all for coming. It's wonderful to have a full room. Have you seen the commercial on TV that has the song "In the Arms of the Angels" playing softly in the background? On the screen it reads, "Every day in America, thousands of animals suffer from cruelty and neglect." They show pictures of adorable dogs and cats and ask for your donation. The ad brings tears to your eyes. We are so blessed to live in such a compassionate nation. I am an animal lover, but when I see this commercial, all I can think about is abortion. How can people who are so compassionate for animals not be at least as compassionate for unborn babies? We struggle to understand how people convince themselves it's okay to have an abortion. I believe some just don't know the facts. They trust when they're told it's not a baby yet, it's just a blob of tissue. They don't know that it's a very small unborn baby with its own unique DNA at conception. They don't understand how an abortion is done, what happens to that baby. In 2009, 59.9% of the women having abortions in Michigan had a previous term pregnancy or pregnancies. Think about that. 60% of women having abortions have had other children. They know it's a baby. I've heard women who regret their abortion say that because abortion is legal, they thought it could not be wrong. Think about the women, men, and families that have been touched by abortion, the desperation they must have felt to think they had no other choice than to take the life of their unborn baby. The pain that they deal with after that legal choice. The pain of going against the basic instinct that's in all of us to protect life. Some people say they think that abortion should be legal, safe, and rare. Abortion is legal in our country. In fact, it's legal during the entire 9 months of pregnancy for any reason. But the majority of the abortions performed each day, 93% of abortions performed each day, are for convenience. Although abortion is legal, abortion is not always safe. Safety regulations for abortion clinics are not enforced. Induced abortion is the premature, willful, and violent penetration of a closed and safeguarded system, a system in which nearly every cell, tissue, and organ of a woman's reproductive system has been specially transformed and activated to carry out the function of sustaining and nourishing the developing child. It's not surprising that any violation of the integrity of that system can lead to serious complications. Statistics show that abortion hurts women and men, and that there are long-term physical and psychological health consequences of induced abortion.